Alrighty, we are live and back at it again. Hopefully, the actual chat stuff works. Every time I go and I work on the stuff, it fails for the different platforms. But you know, so we're working on AI walking, pathfinding, that kind of stuff. I have a new debug, so I can kind of see what each NPC is doing and what their individual state machine status is. Seems they're going to actually break the way NPCs work. We should get Chat Arena open as a backup. And we'll actually post this on X. Now it should be a lot easier to debug different NPCs. So we can actually see what their individual state machine values are. Is boredom is slowly going up early. Hmm. Yeah, so the hunger is not being satisfied. Do stay in NPC. Stay in. Yeah, so it should be saying NPC has arrived. I don't think we're actually getting there. So that should be set to be 0. Everyone just waypointing. We got some hungry NPCs. Okay. let's do... Yeah, let's say every 20 seconds. We gotta get hungry. Give me a little bit more time. Let's see what today's bullshit mystery will be, right? Nice. So, like, there isn't an available spot for him right now. So he's still walking. Yeah, so they keep doing what they're doing until a spot becomes available for them to register. So there should always be 4... What are these guys doing? Waypointing. Having no food. Like, nobody's registered for the food. Today we're making debug UIs for things. We're going to be raycasting, kind of on the debug UI. You know, visualize data that we're looking at and see kind of what we can do with them. Like if I look at, you know, one of these station nodes, it'll show like what NPCs are assigned to it. If we look at the NPC, we check their state machine data. If we look at like a bar, so we can kind of debug the state machine and make sure that, you know, NPCs are doing what they're supposed to be doing when they yeah, so it's like they're all thirsty, but it didn't clear the references once they were seated. Yeah, that doesn't need to be though. Yes, if we have an NPC, we must have an AI. Yeah, and the Spurs, the If we're gonna make these public. What is this? Hey, Aiden McKee. It is a game I'm working on called Unforgiven Space. It is a space adventure. You just go to the empty test scene here and kind of do some demonstration. Right now, working on AI behavior. This is Unforgiven Space. It is a space game where we have, you know, all these components and things. We kind of buy cargo, bring it from A to B. Now ignore the NPCs that are kind of like broken right now. I'm gonna go grab a cargo box over here real quick and just kind of, so everything's in physics. All the components are physicalized. I'm currently working on all the like the station stuff. But just as an example, I'm just going to go ahead and spawn in our ship. And let's go and throw in some cargo. A fan of your channel, thought you really cool stuff you got going on. Hey, Black Osprey, awesome. This is like just the debug testing project, by the way, not like mono art or anything. It's just getting everything working in multiplayer. So right now I just have this debug state in the corner where I'm kind of building a way to test out the state machine of the NPCs. I'm so excited about your progress. The idea conceptually in the US is that NPCs have 6 properties. So you have hunger, thirst, boredom, and you love that you're using Godot. Hell yeah! It was originally in Unity. I switched everything over to Godot to gain access to the 64-bit precision. Because like multiplayer massive space game, 32-bit is not going to be a thing, you know. Ever going to be able to, you know, like kind of scale it to this level. Wait, are you trying to do seamless? It'll be fully seamless. Everything will be seamless, like all the gravity. Like I'm on a 500-meter planet right now. Like obviously, you know. The other thing too, like conceptually, you need to understand that I don't care to focus much on the planets themselves. So we want to use ProcGen to flesh out areas around the landing locations. But think from a freelancer perspective. Like we want to have really good landing zones, but focus on the landing zones. Right, so they're probably looking at probably 30,000 meters, enough to get rid of the curvature. You know what I mean? So you don't notice the curvature. It also has to be big enough gameplay-wise that if you're hiding on a planet, like we want a player to spend around 5 to 15 minutes trying to find you if you are able to hide. Right, so that there is a time constraint for space travel. Because like even at a planet this size, it would take me an hour and 40 minutes to go around the whole planet, which should be like, you know, for a player, kind of. Hang on, ignore the gravity volume stuff. There's a lot of bugs that I'm kind of working on right now. So we want you to be able to kind of, you know, explore, but you know, really the planets are going to be mostly filled with. Yeah, I gotta get out of the seat here and kind of fix this. I'm leaving everything extremely buggy right now because I'm currently fixing up all the collision layers. But multiplayer and everything works in the game, and you know, it does support multi-crew and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to take some of the things I enjoy about Star Citizen and space trucking in general, and make a game around that where it's just more Cowboy Bebop in space, you know, where we just, you know, we have those gameplay loops, right, where we can focus on asteroid mining, we can focus on salvage, we can focus on the gameplay and not get distracted by 100 ships, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense for us to be like, you know, there's already so much we can do with the game. that it shouldn't be like a huge, you know, like priority. I should stop saying. I should stop saying that your market is SC players too. Yeah, I mean, you know, SC is doing its own thing. You know what I mean? It's got its own scope. I'm only one person, so we have to kind of keep our scope very basic. You know, we have to. I've been doing Blender since 2007. Recently started dabbing in code and engines. Godot is just bare bones, and I think that's why I prefer it over Unreal. Same. The reason why it runs so fast and that it's so great is it doesn't have a lot of tooling. It doesn't have a lot of features. It doesn't have a lot of, but that's not a bad thing. You know, like you can add shit to it if you need to, right? It's not like, it's not the end of the world, right? So let me kind of give you guys just the tour of, I almost wish I really didn't mess with the gravity volume stuff now, but it's too late. You know, I do have an old build on Patreon I could actually show you guys for multiplayer, but let me just show you what this is kind of like from the player perspective. Ignoring the fact that I'm... yeah, so let's just go ahead. I'm going to log in with one player and kind of just... yeah, and NPCs are not going to be synced either now. It sucks. Bad time to demonstrate multiplayer, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to host a session. And we're going to get our NPCs. I think they will still wander. But we'll find out. So I'm going to host. We're going to join in with... let's do Black Osprey. Pick a color. Let's do green. We'll do green. And let's join. So check this out. All the NPCs here are fully synchronized, all 100 of them. Here's the server, here's Black Osprey, all the animation IK, fully synchronized. All the weapons and weapon systems are fully synchronized. We can chat with each other, right? There's Black Osprey, and all the consequences and stuff like that works. We literally have 100 NPCs here pathfinding. Every single one of these are synced. So let's come over here. Let's go spawn in our ship. Right, so I just spawned in the ship. Let's come back so you can actually see what we're doing here. So let me show you from the server what you're able to see. So here is the command corner. Here's Black Osprey's ship. I'm going to go and jump in. You can see Black Osprey interacting with the individual seats. You can see Black Osprey actually like animating and kind of like going in and turning the ship online. You can see all the weapon systems are fully synchronized. All weapon state. So all the weapons. You can see all the multiplayer workings. You can see warp working in multiplayer. You can see the procedural planets and everything. It's all working. Let me go and join Black Osprey. He's over there. He's lonely. Let's go bring in my own ship as a server right now. Let's go and actually, like, you know, do some content. Let's play the game. Right? And this is just very, very... you know, basic stuff right now. My point is to prove the point that what SE is doing isn't particularly challenging from a gameplay perspective. Oh, the players will have boredom, apparently, Project Cowboy. But, oh, the boredom is for the NPC state. That's a test for looking at the... boredom determines whether they go for entertainment or not. So going to the bar, going to the arcade, going to play like a social game. So it's oh, believe me, Detector's showing up. I've seen 10 years ago. Yeah, like there you go. We were chatting about that. We were chatting about Infinity Battlescape, of how like it needs more gameplay aspects, but like systemically, like everything that they're doing, you know, there's nothing revolutionary about it, right? Like anymore. Obviously, it's not impressive. So like. Right, so here we are in the multiplayer build, playing Unforgiven space. The reason why I got into development, and the whole point, like what we do right now is the whole game is funded on Patreon, and I have this interesting approach, which is bucket ship it, which is like you know, I just do dev builds and then we just post them. right? So we have our right, every single update that I do to the game, I just post it, and you know, we do some feedback. We figure out like what's working, what's not working. So $5 gives you access to the dev builds, and you know, I think we lost a couple, but trying to get it back up to around. You know, ideally, I'd like to get to like 500 USD. That's my goal right now. Let's get the project to 500 USD, so I can focus more on it. I get paid Friday. There's no like I'm making the game anyway. It's just that, you know, this is the best way to do it, and you know, and ideally as it becomes more playable, and you know, it's more of a living place. Like, and remember, I'm not selling you access to the game here. Like, you're helping develop the game, and you're gaining access to the builds to help testing. This like, this is not going to be marketed as a running game. This is literally a project, and we're funding the project. So you might get a build that's intentionally broken because we're trying to test something totally different that's irrelevant. And if that upsets you, that, like, you know what I mean, that the builds are like not playable, they're not meant to be playable. We're meant to, we're building the game. So that's what we're doing, right? And as a community, right? So we got some crazy asteroid tech. Like, there's a lot of stuff I've been working on, like, you know. Guys take it, guys talk, guys take advantage of you. Guys, take advantage. You can talk with Revere if you want. He'll be so busy with success we won't be able to reach him. Oh my god. Right. That won't happen. We have a lot more work to do for. But yeah, like, that's kind of you know, and it was in Unity, you know, and then we moved it over. I lost a lot of page rounds moving it over from Unity, because when you spend 6 months rewriting everything in Godot, it's not really taken too well to certain individuals. Not that not that I particularly would fault them in any regard. Every person has helped, you know. It was necessary. It had to happen, right? So the idea here. Let's go and I'll show you what I'm working on with this. So NPC traversal. This is kind of. So we have everything working with ships. Like, ships fully move on their own. Right, so here we have NPC traversal. And we should have our... No, we don't. Not the one we were testing. I think that's gravity testing. Gravity testing. Oh, yeah, this one. So we're just getting ships autopiloting from A to B. And we had a bug yesterday that fixed this, was kind of made me aware of that. So check this out. So here we have, I always wanted to make a space game with Godot, but more like In the Sky and Aurora. Gotcha. So here I have an arrival point over here. When ships arrive at their arrival point, they're requested a landing location. And they should come in and land. I'm wondering if their stations are not defined now. Not breaking everything, right? Yeah, I don't think... Where is this one? Navigation. Okay, now station nav 1, nav 2. It should be heading there. No, the stations are not defined. So station alpha. This is me changing everything. Station 2. Okay, station 2. And Where's the nav point for this station? Okay, let me make sure this works. But game making is hard. Do you have any lore yet? There's a ton of lore, but it's mostly in my head. Alright, so you should come over here and live. Mm-hmm. It still says it has more to do. And it won't let it land. And I just had all of this working. Right, ship has landed for final. Anyway, this is what we're doing today. Is pretty much wrestling with the AI, both the ships and the. Yeah, he arrives for final, but still has he has something more to do, which is not true. Yeah. So when we arrive, the target nav point is not this. We still have more to do. So apparently the target nav point of where we're supposed to be head to is not reset. We don't actually get. Yeah. So what is our current ship's navigation? Target nav point. I think it's really the target itself, not the target nav point. Yeah, but Unforgiven space works like almost like a motorcycle gang type environment. It's really like Cowboy Bebop. The idea is that the space race kept going. The universe kind of exists in like a late 70s, early 80s world. And where corporations have pretty much taken over space. Governments don't really matter so much anymore. And they pretty much, there's a lot of conflict, not through war of groups or anything like that, but through just, you know, corporate control and corporate security itself. So it's saying, yeah, I want the name actually. So I think we have this target nav point. Got me. Where is it we were supposed to go? And why doesn't it match? I think when it's born, it's supposed to set the target, but also the target nav point to the first one in the list. And so we are heading towards here. We arrived at Station 2, but Station 1 was still our destination for some reason. So when we are ready, and let me just check the ship navigation system. Yeah, I have a feeling when we're setting, you are going to set up. We're setting the target nav point to be the nav point that first. That's what we're heading towards. We're supposed to be heading towards that. The only thing I can see is when we get there, we're immediately switching the nav point to the next one without going through the process of landing. Because it was born and was supposed to be heading towards the target nav point. And our target name is definitely happening. And Yeah, and I'll show you more of the actual art and stuff like later on too. But right now, it's just so much to do. Yeah, so we're staying. It wasn't first. Yeah, so we are born. We're heading towards Station 2 nav at Station 2 nav. So when we arrive, something is preemptively switching our nav point to the next one. We're not supposed to. So we're supposed to be kind of yeah, like what would have said that? Well, yeah, we should just be landing as we arrive for final. And I guess technically, if we're checking for the departing state and we're only ever like clearing them after they're kind of set to be departed, we don't really need to do this logic. We don't need to actually check. We can just kind of go ahead and request the landing location for the ship, because we would have been early escaping if they were departing in the first place. That might cause issues, we'll see. Like, NPCs are supposed to be requesting it, but for some reason the NPCs are not finding their waypoints. I want to do that with, let me turn on collision shapes as well, actually. Okay. Alright, so this is the arrival point. Right? Then we're getting a pad. And our autopilot will bring the ship in. And our NPCs are doing their thing. The idea is to marry them both together. We want the NPCs to eventually get bored, spawn in their own ship, despawn, and then take off. Now, it doesn't have enough thrust to really fight gravity that well. I don't really have a gravity compensation thing happening, but... Right, and then we should head back to departure. Now, if this still works, we should be immediately sent onto our next one. No. Yeah, so that's why we were doing the check, just to make sure that we're in an approach or departure state. Because when we get there, we're saying, "Oh, you arrived. You need a landing pad." It's not really. Yeah, because we should be setting our target. Once we've arrived from our departure, it should just do the same. And set the next waypoint, but I think we're catching it. So really, we should check to see if we're departing. And everything else can literally happen otherwise. Because we should be setting our station mode then to be off if we return anyway at that point. So let's do our departure check first to make sure that people arriving from departure by setting our departure mode. That way we don't really need our arrival mode. We can just assume that otherwise we just got here from our mode, and then maybe as soon as that happens, we can actually set our ship navigation mode to be approaching. We can just kind of like keep a state. And then I think I had to do set. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll set it to be approaching. And we'll do that only after we get a landing pad. So once we've arrived, and we got a landing pad, go ahead and change that mode to be approaching, and then when we get landed, we'll turn it off, and we'll be fine. Hey, Bungalow! That might make things a little bit more easier for the logic of things. And we'll just see if we get working, because this wasn't supposed to be broke. Because I'm sure I had this working yesterday. So we come in, go in for final. Okay, and then when we depart, we should be getting the next landing location. We gotta figure out what's causing this bug. I have a raycast that I'm using for debug purposes, and that raycast is under the camera. Right, it's used for debugging. So you can look at NPCs and see what their state is. But I don't know why it's not staying anchored. Why it's moving. There's nothing that should be moving it. It's literally a child of the... So now when we arrive, we should move on to the next location. Yep. And ignore... Then once we leave... Alright, our departure mode is set. So now we should be fine. And then we'll head back over here. Is it moving? I mean... Like, why is it lagging? I mean, I do move the camera, but I shouldn't be moving the... that raycast. It's just a little bit slow. I'm wondering why. Like, Canby was in process, but... Oh, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, okay, so now we're good. Because I want to have a raycast now permanently on the camera that isn't just parented, and I want to like have a player interactor script and have it find the camera and reference that raycast as the raycast for it. So that way, when I'm doing my interactions, my physics interactions, I have a true camera raycast object reference, and not the one that I'm eye-keying to the body of the ship. So this needs a little bit of work, but this is working fine. So the camera was across. Yeah, I'm gonna check and see if that's maybe the issue. This is working fine. What type of things would you like to see in a space game, Black Osprey? What are your like thoughts? That's the other thing I need to figure out too, is how to make true local Godot particles. I don't understand why make local doesn't work as expected. Like I want to create a thruster effect. Like that thruster effect looks great, but I don't want it moving. I love how its alignment is based upon this Z minus, so it wants to flip over. So that's why it's turning to align to the X so that it can flip, but it doesn't have enough time to do it. But on this side, it's facing the... So it comes in fine. Yeah, I need them automatically when I need them getting the station waveforms. Mm. All right, cool. So that works. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at the camera for that. That's annoying. Like, I literally have a camera script. And are we doing it in physics process? Everything should be in process. We shouldn't be doing anything in physics process. Yeah, the camera aligns itself. Wait. I was gonna say, no, because the free cam was also moving on process. It's weird. Wait, I just had this ray cast that's underneath it. Be back later if you're still on. Keep on grinding. Oh, I will. Oh, and Black Osprey, jump on our Discord. Oh, I was gonna do the thing. You know what? I'm gonna do the thing. Yeah. I'm gonna win SCP. I'm gonna actually set it up to. I'm gonna set monolithic.ca/discord to go to the Discord. Because I keep not having I keep having to go and post the Discord link across different platforms. I think I'm just gonna fix that. I think that's important. Because I think it'd be a good idea. I think that was another Fixius recommendation. It's like our ideas guy. Let me move this off screen here real quick. Yeah. Where is... What does it do then? Alright, so we want to connect to... Yeah, we're doing a little bit of web dev live here. Because I think I'm running the Unforgiven space. Unforgiven space. Placeholder. Make sure it is actually working. Yeah, so maybe I'll just actually link unforgivenspace.com to be the Discord for the time being. Or I'll just do a hook on slash... yeah, actually, let's just do that. So let's go make it permanent. Yeah, and then I'll change it after. So how do we make a permanent link? Invite people. Edit the invite link. Expire, never. Max number users, no limit. Generate a new link. Copy. Let's throw that in the chat arena so somebody can grab it right real quick. And now let's do a header. Yeah, so let's just not do this. Let's just literally just do a header. Location. Have anything? That's all it's gonna do. Do I need to do anything special? Do we need to 301 that, I wonder? So, nah. Let's see if it works. Because that's fine for now. So let's go to unforgiven.space.com. And this will bring us to Monolithic Studios. And to the general channel. Yeah, that works. I think we're just going to do that. So that'll be the Discord link for the time being. I wonder, is our chat working here? Yeah, I gotta figure out how to get the X stuff moving. Cool. Yeah, so now this should now link to the Discord. And that, well, I'm just gonna post this on the Discord. I will do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna share. Hey man, random idea. If you upload a video like a short. Oh, Hawk, that's actually a great idea. Hey man, here's a random idea while working on my Kanban. If you upload a video like a short about how to organize your task as dev, I think you get a lot of video views and draw attention to a game at the same time. Sort of like indie game dev isn't that. Yeah, that's actually a great idea. I'm just gonna post and face.com. This in the future. This has a note. Yep, it's better. Perfect. Now we can share that for people to join. All right, so we want to build a debug ships. Oh yeah, why is that camera doing that? Right, like what would be moving? We have a tween fine, but really we just have a target. Yeah, I'm just moving it around on process and rotating it on process or on input. Free cam and camera. There's nothing that should be kind of causing that to go off, but for some reason it is, and I wonder why. Yeah, like why does it care? You know, to have a little ray cast under the camera, on the camera. Why does it glitch like that? And maybe it is just a frame behind, you know? Not like a big deal, but it's just kind of weird because you would figure it would. It looks like it's being off by a physics process in it, but I don't see that. Yeah, I don't see that at all. Like I'm moving it in process, I'm moving it to the pre-cams, unless we have to prioritize the movement of the camera and the movement of the pre-cam. Give me a stream deck multiplayer build. Let's go. It's the same one you should have access to on a share with me. It's called Unforgiven Systems for the multiplayer. curious to how the keys bind. I don't have a UI for them, but it maps to an Xbox controller. So it should just work. We'll find out. But look in your shared with me, because I checked it yesterday and you still have access to it. Yeah, I wonder if that's the case. I wonder, is it a priority thing? Is lower priority or higher priority? Physics node nodes with those value lower. Nodes whose priority value is the lower are called first, regardless of tree order. Hey, Zons. Not in a thread group. Auto translate mode. We can add editor descriptions. That's cool. I tried to go through the NVIDIA tutorial. So much calculus. I'm slowly getting though. Oh, that's awesome. Transform. Yeah, if we were just moving the camera itself. Yeah, it shouldn't really matter, because like even if the camera is set to be moved to the free cam, that doesn't explain, yeah, even if that was lagged, the raycast would still be a child of the camera and would still be stable. So I'm not sure. I believe that, right, because we have the free cam. Like, I give the free cam a lower priority than the camera, but I'm not sure that matters. Oh, sure. So, like, yeah, like, why is the camera... Why are the things that are the child of the camera moving? Like, why isn't the raycast just being where I am? Like, that looks like a physics process delay for some reason. But there shouldn't be anything causing anything within the camera. Which is, it'll be Unforgiven space. Yeah, I don't know. You know, and maybe visually, maybe a raycast is only updating on process. So maybe just from a debug perspective, we're always seeing it the frame behind because of the way they're... maybe this actual visualization of the raycast is actually like a half a frame behind. Which is probably not a big deal, but I just noticed it and I was like, wait, that's kind of weird. Like, wouldn't it just always look like a perfect square? You know what I mean? Because it's always... Okay, so gravity testing works. Back to... embassy for myself. Chew! Two server builds, one for systems, one for the game. Yep. Yeah, that's true. We're in Unforgiven systems right now. Code from Unforgiven systems gets pushed into Unforgiven space. Unforgiven space doesn't change any of the code whatsoever. It's just systems code with all the replacement prefabs. So, like the cargo box, gray box becomes the detailed cargo box. Okay? So this way, like testing becomes really easy, and it's a lot easier to kind of like scale things. Yeah, so we need to get them going to sleep and going to their own heads. We also got to get rid of rooms, though. Get rid of the concept of rooms and their own. Visiting parents, they are old and go to bed early. I have time. Nice. Right, so see like the pink one? The pink one is actually the raycast that's on my head, which is bobbing because I'm camera stabilized. But the green one is the one I want to use for debug purposes. Ideally, you want to get rid of the one that's on the player head. Just use a node reference for like IK that I'm looking at. So the raycast for selecting things are a little bit more accurate, even though they're still actually accurate. Okay, so we need what is that waypoints? We'll test now on Linux using Proton. Cool. I will do a Linux build as well, actually, at some point. Like a native one. But if you can download that latest version of Unforgiven Systems, I would like to actually try out some multiplayer stuff with you. Yeah, so where is it the memory thing? Yeah, I think Star System's gonna manage that. What's color? What color do I want to have for Star System stuff? Gray, maybe. Yeah, so let's actually do something different. What's that?
When I press pause.
You get some food? Yeah, yeah. All right, let me edit and move different channels. Give me 1 second. Can we just finish this and then we'll look at food? Yeah, I want the NPCs to register themselves, not on the system manager, which is like, it's a more singleton way of doing it through the node that's in the star system itself, which is this manager script we're going to be using to kind of keep things a bit more easy to debug. Right, this has all the celestial objects, the spawned ships, the prefabs, and it's handled only as like the multiplayer authority. I guess solving NPCs. Ancestral object nodes for gravity. So let's just see if we get a purple, see if it finds it by getting it through the unique name. Should be uniquely accessible by the name star system. You could put it in a group as well, but not necessarily. Alright, so for each of these, we want another one of those actually. NPC. Oh. Another one of these out here. Because what I want them to do is if I manually place them, they kind of like register themselves and then they get a task automatically. Right, and here it said we can't find the star system. Right, the NPCs request them the station waypoints, but not getting them. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Because I can't find it relative to root, because it's under space. But you figure it has a unique name, we shouldn't need to worry about what the node is called. Instead of having always like, the weirdest thing about Godot that I find is like, if I rename this to anything, like I need to find a way of getting something in the tree without needing to know the name of the root. I mean, I can easily always call something space, and that makes sense, but it's still dumb. But anyway, we'll figure that out. Especially if it's a unique name. Right, the topmost node of the singing tree, it's always present. An absolute node path always starts from this node. Children may include a loaded scene, current scene. You do not like this node. You like very unstable behavior. Oh wait, hang on. Can we do that? We get read up. Alright. What will this give us? Root node of the current loaded scene, usually directed as the child of scene root. Oh yeah. Maybe that. Hang on. Maybe we just do that. Right. So just get the tree of the current scene, and then uniquely access the star system. Maybe we can do get node or null on it. So get tree, current scene, get node or null. So I wonder if it'll register, and then we'll go raid someone. That might be a better way of doing it. If we get purple, we know we're right. Ah, it did. Right, so NPC found star systems. We could totally use current scene and get it that way in the tree. And then as long as we're using a unique property, yeah, that's much better. And right in the middle do system register in PC ship. Yes. And this shall be turntable true, and if it's true, then if I can do that. Ooh, that's gonna make things much easier. I don't have to go looking for that space node. So then on the ship navigation, we do the same thing here. We can do current bit tree, current scene, grab our star system. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to end it here, guys. Remember, jump on the Discord, unforgivenspace.com, and we'll be back at this later on. I'm going to end it on the different socials.